Ever since I was a small child, I used to look at people walking by or coming and going in their various ways, and I always wondered what makes them tick, what's going on there, how does their life come together? So as I grew up and matured and became interested in leading strategic change and why people do what they do and how they manage their careers, I love the learning process. I love to go out in the field. I love to follow people around, to interview executives, to interview their colleagues and maybe their subordinates, their bosses and some of their customers and vendors, and find out the issues and the dilemmas and the challenges that they face. And then I love taking all that back to the office and massaging the data, making sure that you stay close to the intellectual contact, and then crafting this intellectual sculpture, a case, a description of what they're dealing with in their lives and in their profession. And then once that's in the can, and I love that feeling of completion, of laying that intellectual egg, then I love the process of assembling all of those pieces into a coherent logical course with clusters of topics and a sequential flow that makes each class build on the one before it. And then just before a class begins, I love that emotional tension. I feel like a caged big cat pacing back and forth, waiting for the big event to occur. And imagine my students and their learning teams doing the same things, preparing and analyzing and getting ready for the discussion. And then the classroom. And what is the classroom? Is it an orchestra pit with 104 musicians rustling around in their seats, shuffling their papers, tuning their instruments? Is it a theater in an operating room in a medical school in the 19th century with people looking around and watching the dissection of a difficult set of issues? Maybe it's a wrestling mat where ideas collide and arms and legs are entangled and people are sweating and pushing and trying to make their ideas dominant. Or maybe it's a playhouse where the doors close, the lights dim, the curtain goes up, and all of the paid participants are not in the seats, they're on the stage. And I alone am in the audience watching each of the actors say their parts, move about the stage, reaching this conclusion, and suddenly there's a magical bubble in the room with a glowing core. And that core gets brighter and brighter and clearer, and we all stand and watch it with amazement. And then the lights go up and the doors open and we all go our separate ways. I go home, I hug my wife, I hug my kids, I pet the dog, and I fall into bed exhausted, but with a warmth in my chest and a smile on my face because tomorrow I get to do it all over again.